Hi, I'm Pedro, and for those who've been following the channel for a while, you'll know I have a soft spot for lever coffee machines. One of my favorite machines is my 1967 Olympia Cremina, which I've featured on this channel quite a few times. Now, MHW has built this, the Sonic S7, and as we're one of their distributors, they sent me a pre-production model for me as a personal gift to enjoy, but with one condition. Up until now, I wasn't allowed to post about it. So here it is, the Sonic S7. And here we are. Now, going back to when I first received this at the warehouse, I was quite surprised by the size of the box. In my head, a lot of these lever style machines for home have become flat pack, so having this big box turn up did surprise me somewhat. Once I opened the box, there was a beautiful hard case inside. Opening the hard case, and the machine was just lying there beautifully inside foam, with the machine everything in one piece, with the exception of this handle, which was super easy to connect. Around the machine lay some accessories, a pressure control tamper, a distributor, extra baskets, a group head brush. It really was a well packaged machine. Pulling the machine out of its hard case and onto the bench really made me smile. Man, I'm smiling right now because it surprised me. I'd seen the photos of this machine, so I knew what I was getting. And I knew the machine was coming, but putting it on the bench and just seeing how beautifully and well put together it was really did bring a different level of joy and satisfaction. I've said it plenty of times on videos, I really like beautiful, timeless, well-built products, and this was it. Looking further into the machine, the portafilter was a 58mm portafilter, which was great for various reasons. It's a common size, so it really helps in the sense that personally, I already have a lot of accessories from tampers to distributors, etc. Now, you may or may not have these accessories, but with this machine, if you are going to buy accessories, it's a common size that if you're not having a lever machine to say for the weekend and something like a heat exchanger or twin boiler machine for the week, you can share those accessories and it really does make life easier and a bit more future-proof. Looking at the machine, the only two things that you really need, or three things that you need that it doesn't come with, is a grinder, for obvious reasons, to grind the coffee, a temperature controlled kettle, because you really need water at the right temperature going into the chamber here. So the chamber holds 80 mils of water, and you're gonna have to not only preheat it, but then you wanna heat at the right temperature, so when you're pulling the shot, you're getting it at that desired temperature, and a scale. Now, you don't necessarily need a scale, but being able to look at the pressure you're pulling and the weight really does make a difference. So a lot of the standard tends to be 20 grams in, 40 grams out, and that really does allow for a lot better calibration and knowing where you are from shot to shot. So let's dive in and pull a shot and really see this machine in action. But before we do, if you haven't yet and you like the content so far, please like and subscribe. It really helps us grow the channel and deliver even more videos. Now let's jump into it and see this machine and what it can do. So making a coffee on a lever machine. Now, like most levers that are not connected to power, we need to preheat that chamber because obviously it's not going to be as hot as it should and you don't want that temperature depleting. So with a temperature controlled kettle, we're just going to fill it up. In this case, there's 80 mils of water that goes in that chamber. When you fill it up, I'm just getting it to there, just nice and full. You then want to leave it from 30 to 50 seconds to really let the temperature absorb into that metal and heat up. What I like to do at home is while that's happening, I go off and grind and prepare my coffee so that once I then pull this water through, I'm ready to lock in that portafilter, refill the water chamber and pull that shot. So I'm just gonna go grind. So we've just ground out 20 grams of coffee. It's sitting here in the portafilter. What I'm gonna do is just lift this through. As soon as you lift it, you can see that water coming through. Basically, if you had coffee there or a portafilter with coffee, that'll be your pre-infusion, allowing that water to sit on that bed of coffee. And as you bring it down, it's just gonna push anything through. So we've got your water, out it comes. Let's just put the scale and the coffee cup in there, have that scale on. So when we do pull a shot, it's nice and ready. Just getting this bed of coffee ready. And it comes with this tamper, which is pressure controlled. Just giving that a tamp. Some of the other accessories it doesn't come with, this base and the collar there, and the WD-T tool, but these two things it did come with. Locking that portafilter in. Once again, it's a different angle. Normally it'd be in front of the machine. I'm obviously on the side because we're here in the studio. The chamber here fits 80 mils of water, and we've got it at 92 degrees. Just filling up that chamber. One of the cool things about this machine is there's a gear in the piston. So when you're going up and down, that piston is completely vertical. It's not leaning like you'd get in some other mechanisms. It's really nicely built. Also, as you go up, that bed of coffee is going to be exposed to the water, effectively pre-infusion. At the top, you got a dual bowl joint. So it's going to basically lock it in. So you'll see as we go up, we're now effectively pre-infusing because the water's in contact with that coffee. At that top bit, now, I'm not so worried about the time, but I am going to start it. As you go down, that just popped. We've now sealed. It's a pressurized chamber. And as we bring it down, the pressure is going to start rising. So now we're just hitting just under 3 bars. And as we pull, now the shot's going to start. It's a bit different if you're doing it from the front of the machine. This angle is a little bit weird, but it works better on camera. Keeping an eye on the weight. We really want to be running to 40 grams, so just keeping an eye on the weight and that pressure. Just smoothly running it through. And then we're just cutting it there. Now, as we move the cup out of the way, just gonna get jug in there so you don't get any drips. And now we're gonna look at the coffee. There's something about a lever. Although at home it's more user-friendly than this angle, it still brings me great joy. And that's a really smooth coffee too. Technically, there's coffee machines out there that you can make an espresso with a lot less fuss. Similar price point, and everything somewhat is done for you. Think of a Rancheria Silvia. Has a water reservoir, so the water's in the tank. The boiler heats up the water. The temperature's somewhat controlled for you by the thermostats. All you have to do is grind your coffee, tamp, lock it in, pull your shot, and it's done. Simple, effective, a lot quicker with a lot less fuss. But there's something about the lever that really slows it down, and there's something about the taste of coffee out of a lever that has a really beautiful profile. The moment of slowing down coffee and enjoying the process is something that can't be shown in studio, because here I'm doing a coffee for the camera. But at home, it's a moment in time that I really enjoy. Kind of reminds me of the weekend. Instead of ordering gnocchi on Uber Eats, having it at home in 15 minutes and eating it, or getting a frozen pack out of the freezer and putting it in the microwave, we did gnocchi from scratch. Took a while, definitely took a while, but it was an experience, and it made lunch very pleasurable and very nice. Much like pulling a shot of coffee out of a lever machine really is a process that makes me smile at home, not so much in studio. Now, in saying that, this machine was used at the Shanghai show, and it pulled over 300 shots in one day. So you can really make that process work and pull shot after shot with a lever machine, but to me, it really creates moments in time where coffee becomes an occasion. So the obvious comparable, the Flair 58. In many ways, both of these machines are quite similar, yet vastly different. So I'll do a comparison video really soon, showing the differences between the two and which one is better for you. Right now, the Sonic S7 is on my bench at home. I'm loving it. In an era of plastic fantastic, seeing something so beautifully built, well put together, something that slows the time down and really lets me play with coffee and enjoy the moment is making me smile. I'm not sure if it's obvious on camera, but there is something special about this machine. Now, I would like to know your thoughts on lever machines in general. They take a lot more work and they're a slower process. So I'd like to know, levers, yay or nay? Let me know in the comments below. And like always, if this video has brought you value, hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you and see you on the next video.